You are on absolute stealth mode from the minute you step out of the truck until the time you get back. There is no margin for error.
You feel intense pressure, and you must be cautious with every move or it will all fall apart in a second.
You've got to be able to get your camera on. You've got to be able to get your camera in focus. You've got to be able to get your release on the string. Then you got to do it all in frame, and you got to make a good shot. That, hands down, is the pinnacle of whitetail hunting.
When that arrow sails where it needs to sail, I got full-fledged buck fever, and that's what I live for.
Yes! Got him!
When it comes to deer hunting, until you've done it on camera and done it all by yourself, you haven't fully challenged yourself.
Educating others about hunting is very important. We want to bring more and more people into this industry and more into the hunting world. Everybody's goal, is to kill a nice, mature, dominant buck. And to do that, we need to manage the herd. We need to manage the herd properly. And the more people are educated in this area, the more people are willing to execute that, to do what's necessary for the deer to be healthy and mature and give us that quality of buck that we're looking for.
We need to bring new people into our sport because as time passes and we grow older, we need our next generation to be following us to ensure that our resources are maintained. I want to be able to hunt deer until the day I die. And for that to happen, we need to get the younger generation, we need to get our wife and our kids involved in hunting and keep this heritage alive.
Oh my goodness. Colby got her first buck on the last day, the second time you've ever been out. Yeah, he's a nice one.
I don't care if you're sitting in front of a camera and you think you're a professional hunter or you're a guy that just hunts weekends. To me, we can all learn from one another. I've heard of guys doing things and killing big deer and I'm like, why would they even try that? But it worked. And so to me, because you've killed more deer than the other guy doesn't make you a better hunter. It doesn't make you know more or anything. You need to always be listening, trying to pick up on just little things, Everybody does things different, and that's what's cool about it.
The thrill of the hunt is so much more than the kill. The hunt is more about the chase. Hunting families love the outdoors. Fathers and mothers both often pass on their hunting skills to their children. Hunting teaches work ethic and problem solving, gun safety, as well as woodsmanship skills. Watching the sun rise, hearing the birds chirp, and seeing the deer move through the woods is an inspiring scene for fathers, mothers, and children alike. And the venison that comes from a successful hunt feeds the family with lean, delicious protein. Family time outdoors that includes hunting, archery, camping, and nature is healthy for mind, body, and soul.
Well, the farm we're on today out here shed hunting is one of my favorite places to hunt. I spent almost my whole rut season here chasing a 200, and the reason this place is so good is we have food, cover, and water. And this last summer, I built my hay bale blind right back here. This is where my daughter killed her deer this year. 2 years ago, I put a food plot in here. It's an alfalfa and clover mix. This is one of my most favorite spots to come hunting and shed hunt too. So find you a place, take a kid hunting, get out. If you've got food, cover, and water, you're gonna have deer. I've got all that right here on this farm.
Kinley out here at the food plot, and we pulled in here, dropped stuff off, and checked the camera. I like to drive my truck in here because this is right around a metro area, and they're used to seeing the cars and stuff, and so I don't think it scares them as bad. We pulled up here, and there were some turkeys out, and the turkeys flew off, and there was this, looked like a really nice 10.2-year-old. He just started walking right towards the truck. Kinley got excited, thought she was going to shoot him. I guess if he steps out later, maybe she'll get a shot at him. But 200 or 120-inch deer, whatever comes out tonight, Kinley's going to get a whack at it with the Mission by Mathews crossbow. So.
Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion to Kinley Rod's Kansas buck hunt when Mathews' Dominant Bucks continues. Mathews' Dominant Bucks is presented by ScoutLookWeather.com, the #1 app to put you in the right place at the right time. Rage, leading the evolution in lethal technology. Game Hide, hunting wear is all we do. Block 6x6, 6-sided shooting. Lockjaw's Tree Stands, the safest ladder stands on the planet. And by Mathews Archery. Dominant Bucks pro Brian Rod and his daughter Kinley are hunting their home state of Kansas. Set up in a hay bale blind near a food plot, one of Brian's target bucks is approaching. Kinley waits patiently with her crossbow at the ready, hoping the buck will step into bow range.
That is my baby girl's first dominant buck right here, baby. Yes. Yes. Kinley just shot a 140-some-inch giant 8-pointer. That was the one I passed up back in October, and I was hoping one of my kids would get a shot at him. I am so proud of Kinley. She was so nervous. I could feel my heart was beating just as hard as hers probably was, because it was just like I was hunting, and it was.
I was just like.
Get some blood? Yep. Blood right here on the leaf. Looks like it's bright red blood. Hey, sis.
Wait, there it is.
See? Right there. Look. See? Well, here it is November 29th here in Kansas, and Kinley just laid down a monster 8-pointer. We came in here tonight, hunted our food plot, hunted out the hay bale ground blind that we made this summer. Kinley helped me put it out, and this is just a great first mature dominant buck for Kinley. Take a kid hunting, get them involved, and they'll remember it for a lifetime.
It's amazing that I've been deer hunting since 1980, and people are still teaching me and telling me things that they do a little bit different that I can adapt into hunting. And being part of the Dominant Bucks Pro staff's just been wonderful because it inspires me to take my camera out with me every single time I go to the woods. I have more video hunts of my kids. They're able to see what their dad's doing, so we come back and watch footage. We go through all the trail cams, and it's just inspired the whole family to get involved, and it's brought us closer and gives us something to talk about and something to look forward to every single year.
Ohio buck hunter Zack Smith has a passion for chasing mature whitetails. It's the second day of the Ohio bow season, and Zack has his sights set on a target buck he's nicknamed Crab Claw. With his pal and fellow Dominant Bucks pro staffer Luke Fabian running the camera, Zack sits patiently watching the periphery trails for movement.
I've
folks. It's September 25th. It's second day of high bow season in here. We needed a northeast wind to hunt this top stand I got set up here, and that's exactly what we got tonight. Set up for a buck I nicknamed Crab Claw. I got pictures of him last year and then all summer. Been coming into trail cam right here nearby. We're gonna see if he comes out tonight. This big wood lot over here, and see if we can put the Mathews Creed to work and see if what comes in.
Zack Smith goes full draw on a great Buckeye buck when Mathews' Dominant Bucks continues. Ohio buck hunter Zack Smith is set up overlooking a grassy meadow near a woodlot. Several does and smaller bucks have been feeding in the meadow. Spotting movement, Zack spots the crab claw buck moving out of the timber. Zack struggles to keep his composure as the giant whitetail slowly works his way to bow range.
He's down, man. He's down. Oh, gosh. Yes. This is the first day I've been out. First day. Second day of bow season. That's a 4.5-year-old deer I've been watching for 2 years. Got a shed from last year. All summer I've been watching that deer. And buddy Luke Fabian came out and videoed me tonight. I can't believe it. We shot him at 6:20. My brother was hunting down the hill. We didn't want to ruin his hunt, so we waited till last shooting light. Thought we heard him crash over the hill down this ravine. We're gonna see if we can find some blood out here and see if we can recover him. Oh my goodness, man! How did he keep down here? This is a deer that I had history with from last year. I actually tried getting my brother to harvest this deer last year when he was 3.5. He was only about 115 inches. And I am sure glad that he made it through the year. I want to say thanks to Luke Fabian again for videoing, my brother, my dad for helping me drag him out because he is a toad and couldn't have done it without him. Just super thankful to actually get a chance to harvest this nice of a deer.
One of my favorite hunting memories of all time is actually when I wasn't even hunting at all. I was filming my dad on his birthday. We had a doe come out down the fence line, and right behind her is this big, giant mainframe 10-pointer, and they were headed straight for the stand. It came right in. I mean, it was some of the most beautiful footage I'll probably ever get. And he got to within 25 yards, and it was so calm and so still that morning. Every time Dad tried to move, every time he tried to draw, that buck would go on alert. It ended up not being meant to be. He tried to go to full draw. To this day, we're still not exactly sure what happened. He either had his finger on the trigger or his release got caught up in his coat, and we had to watch the biggest buck of our life run out of our life. And it was definitely a sombering moment, but it was a cool experience to be able to share that with my dad, trying to get him on a big, mature, dominant buck.
I'm so sorry. I turned 58 today, and I'm out here hunting with my son, and I just kind of blew it on probably the biggest buck of a lifetime this morning. That we did get some excellent footage of it, but even though I missed the big buck, it's still a great birthday, just because I'm out here spending time with my son in the woods. That would make better of a hunt for me, whether to kill the big one or spending time in the woods with my son. I'd miss every big buck in the world just to spend time in the woods. So. Week ain't over yet.
After witnessing his pal Zack arrow a giant buck earlier in the season, Solo Cam Pro Luke Fabian is now focused on his primary target buck, Hightower. Luke has been hunting hard all year and has creatively devised a new setup utilizing a pop-up ground blind inside of an old barn structure. Luke waits patiently in his newly devised trap. Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion to Luke Fabian's Ohio buck hunt when Mathews' Dominant Bucks continues. Mathews' Dominant Bucks is presented by IQ Bow Sight. Shoot longer distances and tighter groups. Hunter Safety System. Saving lives is what we do. Black Eagle Arrows. Superior carbon technology. Igniter Lighted Nocks. The best lighted nocks, period. Adventure Bow Hunter Dark Continent. Tom Miranda's African Big Game Slam on DVD. And by Mathews Archery. Dominant buck hunter Luke Fabian is hunting his home state of Ohio. Set up in a pop-up ground blind inside an old barn structure, Luke has seen his target buck Hightower come and go before he could get his bow drawn for a shot. Dejected by the realization that the hunt could be over for today, Luke's only hope is that the brute comes back.
It's been about an hour since I shot Hightower. I was waiting on my dad to get here with so he could run the camera for me. I don't know about the shot. It was kind of marginal. I didn't like how much arrow went into him, but we'll still get a look. I'm really nervous about the shot.
He's right.
Are you kidding me?
He's right there. He didn't go 40 yards. Oh my goodness. You gotta be kidding me.
He is a toad. Look at that. To say this buck made it hard on me would be the understatement of the year. I'm out of breath. This buck, nicknamed Hightower, I had him at 15 yards. He turned and followed that doe, and they went down in this dip right here, actually. And he was just standing down there, and I thought, please, Lord, give me one more shot at this guy. I've never felt this strongly about a deer in my life. I've been after him for so long and just worked my tail off, and I got him on the ground.
The hunting tradition dates back centuries to a time when man hunted for food, a time when man passed on hunting skills to the younger of the clan. Hunting was sustenance for the tribe, and the quality of life for the people depended on the hunters to bring home the meat, leather, and bone. Today we hunt for different reasons. The importance of passing on the hunting tradition is more important than ever. Modern wildlife management relies on the hunter's model, where hunters not only pay for their opportunities to hunt, but licenses are distributed, so only the surplus animals are taken. This system of modern conservation has led to healthy, abundant animal populations living in prime habitat.